everybody. I've got a friend here today. This is a really colourful type of bird called a toucan. Do you want to say hello to the toucan? Hello, toucan. Are you all right today? We're going to tell a story about this toucan and how he got his beautiful bright colours. There was once a black bird that lived in the jungle, and he didn't have any name. He was just a black bird, and everyone laughed at him. Ha ha ha, I'm Crocodile, I've got a name. I'm Crocodile. And I'm Monkey. Who are you? You're just a silly black bird with no name. The poor bird felt very sad. He didn't have a name. Nobody liked him. What was he going to do? One day he decided he would leave the jungle. He packed up his bags and he set off. He went over mountains, and it was really cold, and all his feathers were cold and frosty, and he tucked them up around him. He went down into valleys where he got washed up into rivers, and he thought that he wasn't going to make it to the big city. And eventually arrived in the big city. Everybody was really busy in the big city. Everybody was working. So he decided he wanted a job. He went to see a man in an office. "Please, can I have a job?" he said. The man said to him, "Why don't you try working in an office?" He tried that, but he couldn't carry the pen in his beak, and he felt useless. He went back to the man. The man said, "Why don't you try cleaning up roads?" But the blackbird couldn't do that either, because he couldn't keep the brush in between his beak. So he decided that he would ask the man one more time. The man said to him, "Why don't you try working on a building site?" Now the toucan, the bird, went to the building site, and he had to carry cans of paint in his mouth. He was very good at this because he had a really big beak. He was able to carry 2 cans. But one day he tried to carry 3 cans, and he fell over and got paint all over him. Toucan tried to scrub it off, but he couldn't get the paint off him. He decided he was a failure. All of the other birds and animals called him Toucan, but he felt useless. He decided that there was nothing left for it. He would have to go back to the jungle where he came from. So he packed up his bags and he set off. He went in the water where all his feathers got wet, and he felt really sad. He climbed up the mountains, and his feathers got all frosty, and he felt cold. He went through all the valleys, and the leaves prickled him and hurt him, but eventually he arrived back into the jungle. The other animals saw him in the jungle. "Who is that beautiful bird?" said the crocodile. "I'd like to be friends with him. He looks so lovely." "I want to be his friend too. He looks really colourful. Who are you?" And the bird told him all about him being a blackbird and going off to the big city and carrying the cans of paint and being able to carry 2 cans in his beak. Everybody thought this was a brilliant story, and they loved that he was now colourful. And they laughed, and this time Toucan laughed with them. And all the animals ended up being friends in the jungle, and now the black bird had a name. He was Toucan, and everybody loved him. And that is the story of Toucan. I know a rhyme about some birds. I bet you know it too. It's called 2 Little Dicky Birds. I've got my Dicky Bird puppets here. I made them just now with some paper. I drew a picture like this of some birds. I'll show you, and then perhaps we can sing the song together. I drew a head like this, and I drew the body. I know you can do that too. And 2 wings and some feet like this, and a beak and some eyes. And all I did was I stuck a little bit of paper on the back like that and cut them out, and I've got 2 little Dicky Birds, Peter and Paul. I bet you can make some and join in with me with our song, 2 Little Dicky Birds, Peter and Paul. Here they are. 2 little Dicky Birds, one called Peter, one, there's Paul. Peter's flying. Peter and Paul, you have a go now with me with your finger puppets. 2 little Dicky Birds sitting on a wall. One named Peter, one named Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. Hello, Peter. I really enjoyed that song, and I think you could make some brilliant finger puppets as well. And if you make them, please send me a photograph of them and perhaps a video of you singing. So, Peter and Paul, it's time for them to go away now. And bye to our toucan as well. A really, really lovely bird who found that he started off a blackbird and then got lots of colours, and he made lots of friends. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a lovely day. Bye, Peter, and bye, Paul.